Good morning. What an exciting day today, isn't it? I mean, it's fantastic. I was thinking on the way over, there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is you're graduating from a great school, The bad news is you can't come to this beautiful campus now and spend a lot of time looking at the ocean. First, I want to recognize the Board of Regents. I appreciate this honor. It's a wonderful honor. I want to thank President Benton, Dean Livingstone, who I've gotten to know a little bit. She's a wonderful leader, and I'm going to talk a little bit about leadership. And my friend Mike Sims, who I've gotten to know quite well also. You know, as I began to put together my remarks, I reflected on my own graduation from what I call MBA school. I recall, and I'm not going to take a long time reflecting on MBA school because it was a long time ago, that in my last semester, I developed a roadmap that I knew was going to be my pathway to success. It went something like this. First, I decided I wanted to pick a financially strong company. I wanted to pick a company in an industry I knew, and I wanted to take a job reporting to the highest person I possibly could in that company, okay? Well, I knew also that after about 2 years that I would then leapfrog everybody else to become the CEO. It was pretty obvious. In fact, I didn't understand why every MBA, particularly finance MBAs, I'm proud of that, wouldn't do the exact same thing. Well, I followed my roadmap for a period of time, and after about a week in this company, I realized I had a lot of roads to follow before I became a CEO. In fact, when I reflected on it, some of those roadways seemed a little like going sideways and not forward. But all of my experiences, all through those years, helped me reach my goal. As you graduate, and you've heard this before, you're starting on an exciting journey. And I know if you don't have a job yet, it seems even more exciting, I'm sure. On this journey, you're going to put to good use the grounding and the basic skills that you've gained in your experience here at school. And along that journey, this basic skill set is going to help you develop the abilities that I believe are essential for becoming a successful CEO. Now, not all of those experiences are going to seem fun, but all of them are essential. What are those abilities that I'm talking about? Well, let me talk about 3. First, decision making. Second, leadership skills. And third, an ability to understand and the importance of a triple or even a quadruple bottom line and to perform at all of those well. Now I understand maybe some of you don't want to be a CEO, maybe you want to be an entrepreneur, maybe you want to go into some other form of business. That's okay because my comments are going to apply to successful leaders, and leaders exist everywhere in our society. So let me start by talking first about decision making. Both successful entrepreneurs and corporate CEOs or leaders are successful because they've learned many lessons while making tough business decisions. And the most impactful learning comes from the decisions out of which the organization may have suffered a less than desirable outcome. In fact, it calls to mind one of the acquisitions that I made where I paid too high a premium for the company. And it took us several years to get that turned around. I learned a very valuable lesson. Also, innovation and creativity are often the products of failure. So trial and error is not bad. One of the most profound pieces of advice I've ever received about the learnings that come out of incorrect decision goes like this: fail frequently, fail cheaply. So Decision-making and the attendant learnings are critical to leaders being successful. Now let me talk a little bit about leadership. You know, there's a common belief that when an individual is promoted to manager, they're automatically a leader. Unfortunately, nothing could be further from the truth. It is true that most successful managers are excellent leaders, but not all managers are good leaders. However, in my experience, successful CEOs are good leaders. Now let me talk a little bit about a quick story that came to mind when I was thinking about the difference between leadership and management. And this story goes a little like this. We were involved in the Vietnam War a few years ago. Probably most of you have only heard about it. The country was not prepared for that war. In fact, what happened was we needed second lieutenants, leaders, officers, and so we truncated the training program. Big mistake. These second lieutenants would command 10 to 25 people, and they were critical to many of the battles. Often they were told to take their men and take an enemy position often up a hill. They believed strongly that they were leaders because they were told they were leaders. They were trained, and now they're officers. So what happened? Unfortunately, many of these second lieutenants who were killed in the war actually were shot in the back. These leaders were not prepared to lead. They hadn't developed the trust and the respect that they needed to lead these men. Now, I'm not suggesting that if you're a manager in a corporation, you're going to be shot. But I am suggesting that it takes more than a title to make a leader. Leaders are respected because over time, they've developed a relationship of trust with the employees they manage. Leaders demonstrate with actions, not words, the capacity to lead, to be trusted, and therefore respected. And all of this takes time. So, the successful entrepreneur and the successful corporate CEO are strong leaders, not always popular, but always respected. So now my final point, commitment to a multiple bottom line. So my critic might say to me, hey, Plamann, you're a finance guy. What's all this hogwash about triple or quadruple bottom line? I know about cash flow and I know about income and all those things, but a quadruple bottom line sounds a little like an operation performed on you in a hospital. And I would say, well, it's not. In the world in which we live, there are many demands on business and many more to come. Obviously, a successful business needs to generate cash and it needs to generate a profit. But today, that's not enough. Successful companies are collections of hardworking, dedicated individuals that are producing something that others want. But in today's world, those same individuals want to do things to make their community a better place to live. They want to make sure that we have clean air and clean water for our children and for our grandchildren. So, in this company, these employees want to make certain that the leaders are committed to these outcomes as well. Leaders need to demonstrate through actions a genuine commitment to making the community better and to improving the environment in which we live. So let me recap my message to you today, some of which admittedly probably sounded a bit strange. I told you to fail and fail cheaply. I cautioned you about getting shot in the back. And in the spirit of this financial mumbo jumbo, I introduced you to this newfangled phrase, quadruple bottom line. I hope, however, that you were able to wade through all of that and find the real messages in my presentation today. Don't be afraid to try, but learn from your mistakes. Failure is actually a critical component of success. Lead by example, and do so by developing the trust and respect of those that you are to lead. And finally, the word success means so much more than just bottom line financial results. As you embark on this complex and exciting journey that now lays before you, I want you to always remember the following. Leaders aren't born, they're made. And they're made just like anything else, through hard work. Good luck to each and every one of you. I know you'll all be tremendous leaders, successful leaders, in whatever you choose to do. Thank you very much.